See milfs like apes on a monolithic bleacher and advocating war and peace and love, sport and leisure. Hi, Peggy.
He's so good. He's so fucking good.
Here come the bully. I'm such a meanie. I just do what I feel. Do you feel me? Do you feel me?
Welcome, all you beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. I am your host, the Chizzek-Juan. Check one, the old white suburbanite, in the house. Literally, in the house. In my house. And I'm getting ready to react to Aesop Rock's Blood Sandwich, one of the tracks off his The Impossible Kid album, which to me is one of the best hip-hop records ever made. Really difficult, really inaccessible for a lot of people, and it was for me in the beginning, back before I realized what a genius Aesop was. And then I started really paying attention, and the rest is history. Now I'm here trying to do reactions. It's not so much a reaction as it is an appreciation, a review, an analysis. We're going to break this down and talk about it in quite a lot of detail. At least that's my intention. So this is my way of reaching out, having discussions, sharing, and of course giving Ace his flowers, giving him a whole freaking bouquet. Here you go, Ace. Because I think that he really deserves it. I think Impossible Kid's one of the best works of art that this medium has to provide. Personal opinion. Your mileage may vary. Fortunately, we got a video for this one, right? Most of the tracks off of The Impossible Kid do not have a video. Like the last review I did of Supercell, you know, I had to go to a lyric video, that's all we had. But this one actually has a video associated with it, so let's see what kind of a journey he takes us on, and what commentary we can provide. All right, let's pause it right there. Let's read through this. I never actually read through this. Before we start reading what's on the screen, what's up with homeboy with the wolf or werewolf mask driving through? Right? What's up with that? Is that the way that Ace views the outside world? Maybe I should back up a little bit. So the first thing we saw was a barn, and that's like where Ace is staying at. And for those who know about The Impossible Kid, the story goes that Ace, like actually in real life, Ace locked himself up in a barn for months in order to become to seclude himself from the rest of the world and finish the album. And in that process, basically became a recluse, or already was a recluse, and then he just took it overboard with this move to the barn. So in this video, we have the barn. I don't know if it's actually the barn or it's supposed to represent the barn, but there you have it. And so Ace is stepping out of it, and somebody delivers something to him, like a wolf man. Maybe it's supposed to mean like it's a creature, it's a monster. Stay away from the monsters. All people are monsters. All people are creatures you want to stay away from. I don't know. It could be what he's trying to go with. Maybe what he's trying to communicate. Low budget, right? Just put a mask on a dude. But it could also mean something completely different. So if you guys know, let me know in the comments, right? I mean, I'm just guessing on that one. All right, so here we go. Ace, missing from civilized society. Yep, date missing a while ago. Age, question mark. Sex, definitely. Nice. Height, tall, weight, heavy thinker. Build, under construction. Eyes open, hair cut. That's dumb. Check out Racing Stripes from Skeleton. Bzz, a motherfucker. Bzz, bzz. It's one of my favorite tracks off of Skeleton. And it's about getting your hair cut. That's what the song's about. It's dope, though. It's dope. All right, let's see what this bottom part says. Last seen wearing a scowl and a middle finger. Sometimes wears a smile, but only on occasion. There you go. All right, let's see what happens next. VHS, baby. Forehead hi-fi stereo VCR.
Yup, steps up to the plate. Little brother, little league. 87, he was 8. Rookie season for the skinny slugger, newly at a T-ball. Pit against the pitcher with a ripper you could eat off. Church then a gripper loans, run a third verse. Granny yelling go Cubs, nose in a word search. See milfs like apes on a monolithic bleacher in an advocating war and peace and love, sport and leisure. Hi, Peggy.
He's so good. He's so fucking good. Oh my god. All right, let's back up here. Let's back up. So, might as well start at the beginning. I mean, it's so, you know how some people say this book can never be made into a movie? Aesop songs can't ever be made into successful reviews or reaction videos, because I mean, they're just so dense. There's so much there, right? First of all, why is the song called Blood Sandwich? Out of all things to call a song, Blood Sandwich. Here's why. Because a sandwich has 3 parts. It has your top bun, your middle, which is your patty, your bottom bun, right? Sandwich. You're sandwiched between something, right? Well, if you're sandwiched between your brothers, your younger brother and your older brother, Aesop is the middle brother, he is the patty of that blood sandwich, because these are blood relatives, his siblings. So it's a blood sandwich because he's the middle part of 3 siblings. Fucking brilliant, man. I mean, right? It's probably not that huge of a mystery to most of y'all, but there was a point where I was like, what the hell is this about? And then it hits you. It hits you later, right? It hits you. Like, you listen to the song several times, the ahas start coming in succession, and then you're like, Blood Sandwich, of course. So I'm trying to convey that aha moment that I had, that eureka moment, which might have come much quicker for a lot of people, but when it came from me, it hit me pretty hard. Next, so the first verse, he's talking about his younger brother. He's talking about how he was in Little League, barely out of T-ball. He steps up to the plate, and he's using baseball terminology up against a ripper you could eat off, meaning the kid had a strong arm, he could throw fastballs, etc. And he's describing the scene, saying like, okay, I was 10 chewing on a sweet tart, and you had the parents and family members on the bleachers. You had MILFs on bleachers. How do you say, on a monolithic bleacher, right? MILFs like apes on a monolithic bleacher. That it gives me ideas of visuals of 2001: Space Odyssey. I don't know if he was going with that, but I mean apes and monolith, right? So I think that's kind of like the imagery he was trying to go with.
I was 10 chewing on a sweet tart. Little brother left field Queens guard. Mean arm, knees bent, 2 out, 2 on bags. When I caught him staring down at something moving through the grass.
Something through the grass. Hold up. I should have mentioned grandma, right? So there's grandma also in the audience, on the bleachers, and she's got her nose in her wordser, so she's doing like some crypto quip or some, some crossword puzzle or whatever, and she's barely paying attention, or maybe not paying attention at all. She's just writing stuff, and like every now and then just goes, "Go Cubs!" Like completely oblivious to what's going on, right? And now he's setting up the scene. He's like, all right, my younger brother is there. He's getting ready to hit, and he notices something in the field, on the grass. There's something there.
Hold up. Tag runner and a whole cast rotate. Not before he could identify the culprit. Granny yelling go Cubs, Graham yelling go Fur. New left fielder, give a fuck about a homer. Got a homie, little rodent, head and shoulders at a supple. No baseball in the bubble. Ruh-roh, parents started adorable. The players followed suit and he crawling to a close. Head coach not amused.
So now everybody's noticed that there's a rodent on the field. It's a gopher, and he keeps on sticking his head out of his hole. Everybody thinks it's amusing and adorable, except for the coach, who is bothered by this. And this is where shit gets dark, real quick.
Coach seeing red. Coach on the diamond, dragging 27 inches of aluminum behind him when he transfers third. The family's turned nervous. The following is a transcript. The man versus vermin. Here we go.
Yo. It's just beautiful storytelling. That is literary prose in a hip hop medium. I mean, Ace is really he's a novelist. He's a prose writer, and somehow manages to put this in hip hop form and deliver it like that. But the way he describes things, right? Coach not amused. Coach on the diamond, dragging 27 inches of aluminum behind him. He's got the bat, and he's just dragging the bat behind him, which, of course, that evokes other imagery. It's like, he could have held it. Why is he dragging it? Well, you drag things that are heavy. You drag, and it's got this menacing pose to it, right? And you can really picture this happening. When he transverse third, as in third base, the families turn nervous. What's next is a transcript of man versus vermin. Here we go. He's about to say what happens when the coach with the aluminum bat confronts the rodent.
Man stands out by a hole. Pest pops up to patrol. Man plays live whack-a-mole in a scene that would try every childless adult. Whoa, poor boy with a ball mitt thrown over the fence. Coach hit the bench. Both teams lose. Good game, good game. Granny yelling, go Cubs. Cubs ain't playing.
Just fucking brilliant, man. Just brilliant. This coach... I know Ace has a track called Gopher Guts. I haven't actually listened to it carefully to know what it's about, but there's no reason to believe that Ace is making up something fictional. This is an episode of his life. This actually happened to him, and more primarily to his brother, right? Ace was there just as a bystander on the bleachers, just chewing on his sweet tarts, as he says. His brother was there playing the game, and coach comes out there, and with a baseball bat, the coach just mutilates this rodent in front of everybody in a scene that would try every child as adults. Ace is saying that the violence was so excessive and so ruthless that if a child did that to another child, that child will be tried as an adult and spent the rest of its life in prison. What happens next? Coach takes the remains of this gopher, throws it over the fence. The kids from both teams have to say good game, because the game is over. And what do you have left over? It's just grandma going, go Cubs, and Cubs ain't playing. So grandma's still completely oblivious to everything that was going on, still stuck in her crossword puzzles or whatever, right? And you got this seminal moment in a child's life where they're like, did that shit really happen? Did our coach just like club a rodent to death right in front of us? Why? Why did he have to do that? It's beautiful the way this is put together.
My little brother was a funny dude. A lot of funny shit happened to him. My other brother pretty funny too. Ain't seen him in a minute though. case of rough waters. I wanna put one up for my brothers. Just in case of rough waters, I wanna put one up for my brothers.
All right, so let's talk about that chorus. The two, the three. Three brothers. That's not a coincidence. It's dope to put that in. That's pure hip hop. The way the way the DJ is cutting it, but it's intentional. The one, the two, the three. There's three brothers, and we are family. And it's quite poignant, at least to me, the way he ends right before the chorus comes in, where he says, my older brother, he's funny too. I ain't seen him in a minute though. And then the chorus hits. One of the reasons why I wanted to do Supercell first, and it's just a quick aside of my review of Supercell, is because in that song, in that track, Ace is conflicted about coming home for the holidays because he has to engage with his family, and he has, at least internally, a strained relationship. He's not looking forward to it. So he's not really sure what the future holds, but he feels like the amount of anxiety and conflict inside of him might get worse. Those are going to be some rough waters. So I better tell my brothers that I love them and that they mean a lot to me before things get even worse than they currently are, or if they ever return to as bad as they were when I was going through my shit. So that's the way I see it, right? So these tracks are connected in that way. You have Supercell expressing the anxiety and the aversion to being with the people who he genuinely loves. You can be conflicted in this way. In the second track here, Blood Sandwich, he's talking about his brothers and saying, yeah, look, even though I have this problem and I don't want to be around people and I don't want to come to Christmas dinner, I still love you. I love both of you. You are my family. And I think that's incredibly poignant. Incredibly poignant. Second verse.
Yep, not a part of the machine. Big brother, big idea, 9016. Noi button tee, plaid flannelator, adolescent art kid. Tony Hawk hair, skinny puppy denim, and a record player vomiting alien sex fiend. Peel sessions in a Christian home for field testing.
So here he is describing his brother. 1990, when his brother was 16. Tony Hawk, wearing his Converse, listening to Alien Sex Fiend, which was a certain type of industrial music, I believe, back in the late 80s, early 90s. Not a part of the machine. Big ideas, 9016. Let's hear that again.
Yep, not a part of the machine. Big brother, big idea, 9016. Noi button tee, plaid flannelator, adolescent art kid. Tony Hawk hair, skinny puppy denim, and a record player vomiting alien sex fiend. Peel sessions in a Christian home for field testing.
In a Christian home for field testing.
It's real youth in the palm of your hand when your mom thinks Satan is involved in a band.
How much does that say, right? It's real youth in the palm of your hand when your mom thinks Satan is involved in a band. Just testing out your mom or your parents who are Christian, conservative, fundamental, who knows, but they truly believe that racy music could be a path to the devil, and he's just trying to rebel. He's 16 years old, and this is what he loves. He loves this music. He loves this form of expression.
We were buried in the village voice, checking it was playing where. Pulled his head up out the paper, pushing out a single tear. 5 words like a beacon of light in the mist. Ministry live at the Ritz. It was... So,
for those who are not familiar, Village Voice is a paper. I got no idea if it's still in publication, but it was back in the 90s. It was It was in publication in the 2000s when I lived in New York. One of the free papers you can get at the metro, etc., at bus stops. And in the back of the Village Voice, you'll find out which bands were playing where. So that's what he was doing. They were buried in the Village Voice, looking who was playing where, pushing out a single tear, like a beacon of light in the mist. Ministry, live at the Ritz. Ministry is the name of an industrial band that his brother was very fond of, and the Ritz was the name of the venue. So Ministry's going to be live at the Ritz. Beacon of light in the mist.
Christ is risen to Chris. 3 loaves, 2 fish. Miracle of mechanized loops on 2-inch.
So this part's real confusing, because it was like a miracle had risen to Chris. I'm assuming that his brother's name is Chris. He says this was like a miracle. 3 loaves, 2 fish. But you don't have 3 loaves in the Jesus story. You have 5 loaves and 2 fish. So why is it 3 loaves, 2 fish? The next line is the one that explains it.
Peter, 5 words like a beacon of light in the mist. Ministry live at the Ritz. It was Christ is risen to Chris. 3 loaves, 2 fish. Miracle of mechanized loops on 2-inch.
Miracle of mechanized loops on 2-inch. 3 loaves, 2 fish. I kind of got to agree with Rap Genius here, because that's where I caught this from. They're like, the reason why it's 3 and 2 instead of 5 and 2 is because they're talking about the dimensions of cassette tapes, 3 by 2, right? The cassette tape was 3 inches long by 2 inches tall, and that's how you got your mechanized loops on 2-inch. So that's what Rap Genius says, and I gotta kind of agree with him. That's, I think, where Ace is going with this.
Coming to a theater, he would be there in the flesh. Moms didn't say no, but she didn't say yes. Cop tickets, side of plot thickens. Countdown to ultimate concert experience. Mom's still worrying. Why are they called ministry? Are they a cult? Maybe she could probably investigate. Bought a mag with an Al Jurgensen interview. Read a couple sentences. Glanced at a pic or 2 or 3. That's all. No fair trial. Simply, you will not be going to the show, and that's final.
Oh, so mom steps in, gets a mag with an Al Jurgensen interview. Who's Al Jurgensen? That's the lead singer of Ministry, this band that Ace's brother wants to go check out. Reads the interview, sees a couple of pictures, and says, "Nah, son." Literally, son, right? You're not going. You're not going to the show, and that's final. Mom it was a strict Christian home. She put her foot down.
What occurred next with the top of the lungs of a son who unjustly had lost what he loved? In a moment that would transcend anger, the high art said, "This is something I am willing to die for." Can you even imagine
This is the best. This is the best part of this video. The moment. Check this out. So, in a moment that would transcend anger to high art, he said, "This is something I am willing to die for." Now, you got to take it in full context, right? Picture Ace telling this story, right? He's saying, when my older brother was 16 years old, he wanted to go see Ministry so bad. Mom told him no, and he got so angry at her that he said, "I'm willing to die for this." It's fucking hilarious. So what I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I'm assuming it is. I'm giving the sources that I heard this from the benefit of the doubt. Aesop's older brother is actually a very successful person. He did law at Harvard, or he's like a law professor at Harvard, or something along those lines. So we're talking when it comes to formal education and success in, let's call it the corporate world or something like that. That is the successful brother. And so it is possible, I got no idea, I'm completely hypothesizing here. It is possible that there is a certain amount of tension, if not jealousy, maybe some envy or insecurity on the part of Aesop when it comes to his older brother. And so while at the same time that he's giving this story, which obviously is an expression of love, it's also an expression of like, don't forget, older brother, you were a total tool when you were a teenager as well, okay? Don't think of yourself too high and mighty, okay? We were all kids. We all did stupid shit. We all expressed ourselves in embarrassing ways back then. You told mom you were gonna kill yourself because you couldn't go see Ministry live? So that's my take on it. I'm thinking that Ace is doing something super clever here, where he's giving a genuinely touching, heartfelt, nostalgic story, yet at the same time also kind of ribbing his brother, like teasing him. Like, don't think you're so high and mighty, okay? Because you did some dumb shit too. And check out the video. In the video, everybody just stops when his older brother says, "This is something I'm willing to die for." Everybody stops. Like the actors that are supposed to be Ministry playing, right? Like the singer and the bass player or the guitar player, they actually stop what they're doing and like, did he really say that? It's the best part. Check this shit out.
Read a couple sentences, glanced at a pic or two or three. That's all, no fair trial. Simply, you will not be going to the show, and that's final. What occurred next were the top of the lungs of a son who unjustly had lost what he loved. In a moment that would transcend anger, the high art said, "This is something I am willing to die for." Can you even imagine?
Look at that. That is hilarious. And it's very quick. It's very quick. You could so easily miss it. It's just so layered and deep, and there's so much there in this story. And it's beautiful how much it pokes fun at itself. The video's poking fun at itself with this little move right here. It's like everybody just stopped. Like, that was so beyond the pale for any kid to say that everybody had to like, whoa, shit just got real. Love it.
Imagine a death in a fan from industrial fandom.
Can you even imagine a death in the fam from industrial fandom? A death in the family because somebody was such a fan of industrial music. That's what Ace is saying. And he's gotta be ribbing. He's gotta be ribbing his brother. He's gonna be like, "You actually did that? Fucking chode."
Anyway, nobody count no concert, and Chris kicked rocks in his mismatched Converse. My older brother is a funny dude. A lot of funny shit happened to him. We hadn't spoken in a couple months. I called him last night. How you doing?
Yeah, but that's
Just in
touching.
case of rough waters, I wanna put one up for my brothers. Just in case of rough waters, I wanna put one up for my brothers.
That's so touching. That is so touching by the end. I don't know what that skeleton is. That animal skeleton. I mean, is that supposed to be the gopher? Because apologies, I don't know what a gopher skeleton looks like. Or does it have a different meaning? Anyway, when they're all together, that's touching. That's touching. Fucking masterpiece. Again, Aesop doing his thing. Unbelievable. So yeah, so I mean, before I end this, I want to make the connection between the two videos, or the two tracks. So you have that one aspect of Ace where he's like, in Supercell, he's like, there's gonna be a storm's coming. Like, I can't do this. I'm torn between like my obligations to my family, or my brothers, my mom, and to civilized society, and just be part of the human experience, and wanting to escape it all. Just fucking leave me alone. I just wanna run away. And at the same time, he loves his brothers, and he wants to express that. It's just, look, things might get ugly. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm trying to work shit out. If things get worse, I want to tell you, I love you guys. I love you guys. This is my way of showing it. Fucking brilliant. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Tap 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 tap.
Chizzek-Juan.